the sound the alien makes when it bursts out of that guy's chest.
In which movie?
Alien. Spaceballs.
Well, in the James Cameron one, it's got the hands that are digging at it, and it's going like, and they burn it.
I don't remember that part.
When they go into the hive.
Yeah, when they're in the Batmobile.
And they're like, Sarge is dead, man.
And then Michael Bean's like, what should we do? And then Sigourney Weaver says, we should nuke him from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. So, what's going on, Jordan? What you got?
Are you going to start this thing?
Yeah, let's start it right now. We're going. No clap.
All right. You want me to talk about the thing I was just telling you about?
Yes, please.
All right. So, I don't feel bad if you have never heard of these, because I didn't.
Right.
Because I don't really dive into conspiracy theory type stuff. I'm just not into that.
Right.
You know, if I hear somebody saying something kind of crazy, I tend to just walk off. You know, like if I hear somebody saying Ukraine's bombing themselves, I just leave the room. I don't like to argue with these people or anything. I know you like to get in internet arguments. I don't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, yeah, read up on these, do some research, and maybe you can go online and argue with people. So, there's a recent attack on a couple of stones down in Georgia.
Right.
They're called the Georgia Guidestones. So they were this granite monument that's also, I think it was set up sort of like to tell time.
Right.
Sort of like how they think Stonehenge was like that.
Like it lines up with the days of the year in the sun.
Well, I don't know. I think it's just like a big clock. But it's sort of like a doomsday clock.
Oh, okay.
So it's people called it the American Stonehenge. What's going on?
I'm just eating.
Oh, okay.
I'm finishing my Taco Bell.
Yes, it was known as the American Stonehenge. And it was blown up on July 6th, I think, or dismantled. It might have been July 5th. No, morning on July 6th. I got my guidelines here. Yep. July 6th, 2022. They were blown up. There's a video you can watch of them getting destroyed.
It's a pretty sweet video.
So, you might ask why people tried to destroy this.
Jordan,
this
why
statue.
did people try to destroy American Stonehenge?
Well, American Stonehenge is believed to be a lot of things to a lot of different people. So,
like Santa Claus.
Basically, yeah. So basically, the origins, I think it's 1980 was when it was constructed. So in 1979, I was reading about this. This man, he used a different name. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't his real name. So he went up to this guy and was like, "This is what I want to build." It was a stone mason. What do you call those people?
A masonry piece
stone
of art,
person.
Yeah, stoneworker.
Guy who makes stuff out of stones. He goes to this guy and he's like, "I want you to make this for me. Here's how it's gonna be." And the guy's like looking at it like he thought the guy was just a fucking nut.
Right.
Because he was like, "Here's what I want written on it," and all this weird shit. And he kept saying he represents this this society of people, whatever.
Sounds like a Sherlock Holmes story.
Yeah. Yes. It was weird. Anyway, the guy was like, "All right, well, it's not gonna matter because once he sees how much this thing's gonna cost, he's just gonna say no." And I couldn't find a price for it. I don't know how much it costs, but it was enough money to where the guy's like, "There's no way anybody could ever, you know."
I mean, it was made out of granite, right?
Yeah.
Just think about how much a granite countertop costs.
How much a granite countertop?
Yeah, now imagine that, but way bigger and with inscriptions in it.
Much. Well, okay, so it was a 9 foot tall, I think, or was it 13?
I don't remember.
Georgia Guidestones Decoded. Oh, I love all this stuff. Anyway, so here's what was written. I'll try to. All right, we'll start with Anyway, so you got me all sidetracked. So anyway, the guy, he shows him the estimate of what this is going to cost.
Right.
You know where it is, and then the guy was just immediately was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Ridiculous amount of money.
Check.
So So the guy's like, okay, this is where it gets weird because it's some kind of secret society that built this.
Right.
And then they purchased farmland from somebody, and then that's where they were going to build it. And he gave the farmers permission to allow their cows to graze on that property at any time. So basically, they didn't care like, oh, this is my property. It was a public place for anyone to go. But it's not owned by like the government.
So they bought it from a farmer.
Yes.
And they're like, you can basically keep doing whatever the fuck you were doing.
We just want to build this thing here.
We're going to build this thing here and people can come look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool, actually.
Right. But we'll get into some of these conspiracy theories, some beliefs people have. So here's what's written on the stone. So the inscription read, oh, and by the way, hold on. Let me back it up a little bit.
Backing up.
These were all translated into different languages.
Right.
On the thing. So we had English, Spanish, Swahili. Excuse me. Hindi. I thought it was always Hindi.
I would pronounce it Hindi.
Hindi. Hebrew, Arabic, and traditional Chinese and Russian. Those are the only languages where
That's
these...
quite a bit of overlap.
Yeah. So, the inscription read, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So we're at like a billion something.
7.7.
We're way over 500. Oh, yeah. And this is for the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, by the way, this is supposed to be after like an apocalyptic kind of event.
Right.
Where there was basically after a nuclear bomb goes off, these are the instructions for humanity to survive
to keep
in a correct way.
Right.
According to Yoko Ono.
Right.
Look it up. This is so bizarre. Just start reading about it. It's just fucking weird. So yeah, 500 million people. That's all that we can have after we've destroyed ourselves with nuclear weapons.
Right.
Guide reproduction wisely.
Sure.
Improving fitness and diversity.
Nope. Don't want to do that.
So that's where the eugenics thing comes in.
How does this fit in with the Demolition Man?
The guy who destroyed it?
No, the Demolition Man movie.
Oh.
With Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where Taco Bell's the only restaurant.
The only retro one. Unite humanity with a living new language. So
English.
We're all going to settle on one language.
English.
Which we kind of already have.
American.
Like, yeah. So
fuck you, other cultures.
Take your pick. English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, Russian. It's not going to be Chinese.
I think
because that's going to be way too difficult for people to learn.
For us stupid Americans.
It's gonna be English or Spanish, okay? And we're gonna stick with. And it's probably we don't know who's gonna. We're gonna get
kind of bullied other countries into like.
Yeah, well, I think. All right, so we're gonna have one single language, but it says living.
Maybe it's gonna be like Firefly
with a living new language. But a living new one.
I think it's gonna be like Firefly. Where it's a mix of English and Chinese.
Unite with the they're just gonna okay. Firefly, I don't think I've seen that.
It's good.
So just a kind of a combination of all the languages that every single being on the planet can understand.
The thought process in Firefly is that Chinese and I say Chinese, there's like a bunch of different dialects. Yeah, whatever, Mandarin. It's like, those are the two most spoken languages. So it sort of makes sense that you would just mesh them together.
Okay. All right. Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Number 5.
I can see why they thought this was Satanist.
Yeah. Number 5. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts.
Man, we're getting...
Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. So, avoid...
Just like we do now.
Kinda, yeah. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Guy paid a lot of money for this. Balance personal rights with social duties.
This is...
What are you thinking of this?
I think that this is all great on paper. I think that if any
I don't think anyone's going to listen to that.
No, nobody will.
No one's going to find this out in a field in Georgia, out on some farm after the apocalypse and be like, guys, this is what we got to do.
The problem is that if we nuked ourselves to death, there are like a couple 100,000 people left. All those 100,000 people wouldn't be like the smart people. You know what I mean? Like, you'd get lucky if you had a couple of percent of them, and then the rest are all like regular people who are dumbass assholes.
Right. Well, here's what I'm thinking, and I just started reading about this yesterday.
Right.
Okay, this is new to me, and I'm already gonna like, I don't know, maybe this already is part of the conspiracy theory, but I think the satanic group that constructed these
alleged satanic group.
Yeah. Well, that's from what the conspiracies. It's they're all antichrist people.
Oh, okay.
So
as long as we get our facts straight.
Right. My guess is they're everywhere.
Right.
You know, they're already spread out every country, and they've got it down to where like they get the idea of when, you know, shit's gonna hit the fan, and then after it, they'll all be safe.
Okay.
And then after that, they will come out as like the leaders.
Okay.
And then we will follow them.
So they're like the lizard people hiding in the bunkers.
They could be like lizard. They could be lizard people.
So there might be some
actual
overlap
lizards.
with the. Okay.
Yes. And then the last one is be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. It repeats. So. That's.
So somebody blew that up.
Somebody. Okay, let me get to the. Okay, here we go. All right. So. Basically, the other thing is like, I guess the guy who designed it or whatever, he went to Stonehenge, and he wanted to.
Did he meet Spinal Tap?
They weren't there, I don't believe. But he was so like amazed by Stonehenge that he wanted to create like a Stonehenge in America that would like rival that. That would be way better. But like Stonehenge is how old?
Really long time.
Okay, and he built this in the 80s.
So maybe
it's gonna look a little bit cleaner, but I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
Does that rival the history of Stonehenge?
I mean, not the history, but it's certainly.
I think he meant like, because this was he wanted it to. Okay, so he wanted this thing to survive like nuclear war, and I'm pretty sure some guy blew it up with a pipe bomb. So I think it was supposed to be like
several stages. The first monument was an early henge monument built about 5,000 years ago.
5,000 years.
So
if I threw a pipe bomb at Stonehenge, would it blow up? Would it fall?
I don't know what kind of pipe bomb.
Well, I don't.
Do you want to get into the specifics of how to build a pipe bomb?
No, because I'm not a sketch ball. I don't know how to build a pipe bomb.
You've seen Terminator.
When did they build a pipe bomb in that?
At the end, they're making.
And that was so accurate that they. Oh, and they put the.
That it's not that accurate.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just a pipe with a fuse on it, and that's what they show in the movie. I don't know how to make a pipe bomb, FBI.
Right. Oh, sorry, it was 19 feet tall. 19 feet, 3 inches tall.
That's pretty impressive. That 3 inches helps.
6 granite slabs weighing. Okay, so I wonder how much
a giant hunk of granite.
Yeah.
It was finished granite too, wasn't it?
I think so.
It looked smooth. That's expensive. That's like.
I don't think it was. I think it was kind of left. But
it had
finished.
the inscription engraved in it and everything. That shit would be very expensive.
Are you?
What's going on? Do you hear voices?
Yeah, somebody's yelling.
Oh, somebody yelling outside.
But it sounds like they're close. Are your neighbors not getting along, or?
I don't know. There's always yelling coming out from behind you, but.
Oh, maybe it was from behind me. I don't know.
Because it might be going into your microphone.
Because it was coming through the speakers.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was weird.
I'm hearing it again.
I wonder if
we got guests on the podcast. That's amazing. I wonder what they're talking about.
Usually they had like a fire pit
theories
earlier.
Oh.
Like a couple days ago, and they were hanging out, drinking some brews.
That's how it starts.
Then you get into American Stonehenge.
Yeah, American Stonehenge. Georgia Guidestones. Monument destroyed in mysterious explosion.
I don't know if it was that mysterious.
No, I mean, they got the guy running away from it and getting in his car and driving off. I don't know how they haven't caught him yet. Oh, this is a good one. This is Georgia Guidestones. Weird things you've got to know.
We can't go see this now. That's
No.
actually kind of sad.
Said permanently closed.
This sounds like it would have been a cool place to go see.
Yeah, I mean, anyone could go there.
Not anymore.
No.
That guy ruined a national
I'm just
treasure.
like really like,
Nicolas Cage can't go steal those now.
well, like I'm excited like for when they do catch that guy,
Right.
because I want to know like
what his thought
he,
process was?
yeah, I want him to, yeah, like did he think it was some satanic like weird
I think
thing,
he's going to
or-
Lee Harvey Oswald it and just refuse to accept responsibility until someone shoots him in on live TV.
Well, this other politician,
And then that guy goes to jail for a long time.
this politician there was like oh, this is too. The monument stands at the highest point in Alberton, purchased for $5,000. So that was what he paid the farmer, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
The-
pretty good deal.
1980. The capstone on top is astronomically aligned with the North Star, and there is an additional stone to the west of the structure. On it is inscribed notes and history of the Guidestones.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I'm into it still.
So it's a sundial and a clock. So the Guidestones also serve as an astronomical calendar.
Yep.
And every day at noon, the sun shines through a 8-inch hole in the center stone and illuminates the day's date on an engraving. This sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
How
do they account for leap years?
I don't know. World's finest granite. Oh, that's what he called it. The guy who bought it said his name was Christian, but it wasn't his real name,
There you go.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
This is Robert C. Christian, the man who commissioned the Guidestones in June 1979. Probably not his real name, in parentheses.
I knew a guy named Christian once.
Yeah, so did I. It's a pretty common name.
Was your Christian also crazy?
No,
Mine was.
he's pretty cool.
Mine thought that Yellowstone was going to blow up and that the world was going to end.
Yeah, well,
And I had to calm
that
him
shit's
down.
scary.
And he was like, oh, no, but helium-3 is coming out of it. I was like, you realize that helium-3 is the most abundant type of helium, right? Like, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I think we should harness the energy of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think we need to build some shit on there.
I think there
Power
was an
everything.
episode of Stargate about that, and it did not go well.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Is there
back
anything
to
satanic
this.
about Yellowstone?
Probably.
Oh.
It's really big, so we're gonna go see it one day. Once it
Alright,
stops
so-
burning or flooding.
I don't know if I want to.
You don't want to go see Yellowstone?
I'm afraid I'd fall into one of those, was it a geyser?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to fall
Is
in.
it?
Yeah. Like when you're walking, you could probably walk into the woods and go find one.
Okay.
But when you're like at the Old Faithful, they
Yeah.
have like paths and railings and stuff.
Right. But, like, what if somebody just threw me into one?
They would have to pick
Would
you
it be
up.
hard?
Yes, because
Okay.
you're
'Cause
standing like
I'm not concerned
300
about
feet
falling.
away.
Okay. Because, like, I saw, like, video and I was like, those walkways look like they're pretty close. And there was a guy who
On some
fell
of
in
the
one.
smaller ones, yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy who, like, fell in one. Or he, like, jumped in it or something dumb. And he was just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he went in there, nothing came out. We're talking gone.
Yeah, it's like boiling hot
Yeah.
water.
I don't want some, because you know, there's those crazy people who will, if you're like ever in a city, never stand by where the subway's coming,
Right.
because there's like crazy people who will just shove you off. Like, and it's not even like a super uncommon thing. Like, it's not
don't-
like it's happening all the time,
It's
but like,
totally believable, yeah.
Yeah. it's fucked
That's
up.
why we need American Stonehenge to guide us,
That's right.
bringing it back.
So okay, so apparently this was made from the finest you could get, the finest granite.
But that was the 1980s. We probably have better granite now.
Famous, oh my god. Here we get another, how many of these did I say there were? 10 things?
Mm.
This one's famous believers. Yoko Ono is a supporter of the inscriptions on the stones saying the words are a stirring call to rational thinking. So she's probably heartbroken.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
When was this built?
1980.
Do you have a date?
When it was built?
Yeah.
Like the exact day?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean...
Was it before December 8th? You think?
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they would have had all the stones getting ready, and then they would have just brought them out there.
Because John Lennon was shot on December 8th, 1980. Do you think he got to see this? Do you think that's why Yoko Ono likes it so much? Do you think that's part of the conspiracy
I don't know.
theory?
Let me see. Let's try, did John Lennon see...
Just try to tie everything back to John Lennon.
Back to John Lennon.
How is John Lennon related to 9/11?
Did John Lennon... Something would pop up, too. That's the thing that's messed up with people. All right. See... what was it? Oh, yeah. Georgia. What are we talking about?
John Lennon
Georgia.
seeing American Stonehenge. He was shot in New York, so, I mean...
Yeah, Strawberry Fields.
Forever. It's a good song.
I tried to tell people that song is like about Strawberry Fields, like in New York, where he lived.
Sure.
And they wouldn't, they were like, Strawberry Fields in New York. And these were like adults too, and I was a kid. They were like making fun of me. And I was like, no, I don't mean literally Strawberry Fields. I mean, it's like the name of the street he was on. They weren't getting it.
Yeah. People are dumb. That is a good song.
Oh my God.
Is there a picture of John Lennon blowing up
Oh my God.
the American Stonehenge?
We got a Reddit thing right here.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. And then we got a more like, I don't know. All right. So we got a Reddit thing. It says,
We're going on a deep dive.
Oh God. Mark Chapman became aware of John Lennon's involvement with the Guidestones from a childhood friend who still lived near Georgia.
Yes.
Mark Chapman killed John Lennon for bankrolling the construction of the Guidestones.
Yes.
So John Lennon was part of this secret society.
So John Lennon
Do you
was
think
shot
John Lennon could be a part of a secret society?
100%.
Yeah, because he was like a fucking hippie, and he
Yeah.
had a ton of money.
And he did a lot of heroin.
Oh yeah, heroin?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he did heroin.
Oh, dude, he was hopped up on heroin.
Yeah, nice. I knew he did like psychedelics.
Oh, yeah, they all did, but John Lennon was like next level. Him and Yoko Ono were hopped up on heroin for 10 years.
Huh. Because there's an interview with like, I thought I saw like an interview with one of the members of the Beatles who were like, they tried everything but heroin.
Oh, John Lennon tried heroin.
You know, it might have been Harrison, or what the fuck's his name? George Harrison. Yeah. Yeah, so wow.
So that
I read one article about this thing and now I'm getting hooked on it.
So John Lennon was shot by that guy for being in this secret society, possibly a lizard person.
Which was satanic, which makes sense because Mark Chapman was like part of like a Christian.
But he also did it for Jodie Foster, didn't he? Or somebody?
Mark Chapman?
Who shot John Lennon?
Mark Chapman.
He shot him because of Jodie Foster.
No. The guy who shot Reagan did it because he thought it would impress Jodie Foster.
So he shot John Lennon to impress somebody.
Some guy shot Reagan, I forget his name, and he thought it would impress Jodie Foster. Mark Chapman was like no, I don't think she was impressed at all.
Why was Lennon shot? The second question was, why was John Lennon important?
I'm buying this one. I'm thinking it's this.
Yeah, it just says that he was mad because he said that he was more popular than Jesus.
Right, and also he funded a satanic,
alleged satanic.
No, we're going. I'm willing to bet it's some kind of satan, because John Lennon was very open about the imagine there's no heaven, no hell below us, above us only sky. So that,
and then 50
to
years
a religious
later,
person,
Gal Gadot sang it, and that united the world in world peace. When they did that on The Boys, I cringed so hard because it's not even a joke. Like, it's not. That's real.
They fucking sing that song all the time.
Just fucking don't.
I want to know who destroyed it.
It was John Lennon. He parachuted out of 9/11 and then blew up American Stonehenge. The title of this has to be John
It's
Lennon
gotta
did
be like
9/11. And if I name it that, then I can't put it up because I'm gonna get like demonetized.
You're gonna get flagged.
Can't you just talk about 9/11 and John Lennon maybe being a terrorist? Can't we all just joke about
really
9/11? It was a very bad tragedy. A lot of people died. I'm very sorry.
You don't even remember it.
I was there. I was alive.
You were like
1.5.
a couple months old.
No, I was 1.5.
Yeah, anyway, this
Shit
just
my
goes
pants.
on and on. New World Order shit. Just call it that.
Yeah.
New World Order shit. Yeah, secret society, Luciferian secret societies, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they caused a lot of problems. Somebody got really angry and decided to blow them up. I guess that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, we've been recording for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that I've really been like.
You're going to do a deep dive into this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah.
I might end up going crazy. What if like somebody shows up to my house and they're just
you're
like,
going to get Men in Blacked.
yeah, like the Men in Black show up and I'm just like, wait a minute, aliens now?
That happened to Dan Aykroyd.
Did it really?
Yeah. Allegedly.
Dan Aykroyd. What does the Men in Black want with Dan
Because he
Aykroyd?
was going to make a show about aliens.
Yeah, and he drank too much of his fucking Crystal Skull
And then
vodka.
He was in talks with producers, and they were like, yeah, Dan, let's go. And then he went outside to take like a cigarette break, and there were just two dudes in suits standing there across the street looking at him.
Because they were shooting the Blues Brothers across the street.
They went back inside, and they were like, we're not doing this. He's like, it was the Men in Black. I have a video I can send it to you about it.
Like of the Men in Black.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a BuzzFeed Unsolved video.
Men in Black's that's a cool. There's actually a guy a writer. He wrote about a bunch of like alien stuff, and he had a home in
Pasadena.
No, Old Orchard Beach.
No.
The Men in Black have allegedly gone to Old Orchard Beach.
I mean, they've been everywhere, right?
Yeah. The thing, this guy showed up and he was like, don't talk, don't.
That was in this video.
Don't talk about
I remember that, yeah.
The Old Orchard Beach one?
I think so.
Oh, is that the
Well,
like
they're
10
they're
real?
all the same.
Yeah, they are. I like,
Where
you got to
mysterious
select
guy shows up and is like, hey, don't talk about this.
It's just like it's like shitty podcasts. They're all the same, you know? And it's like, it's the same as like YouTube. They have like their
Present
little
company included.
There's like the top 10 videos,
Yeah.
and there's like whatever channel you want to watch for that.
They're all the same.
And there's usually like one that I prefer out of the others. Like I watch the true scary stories, and Mr. Nightmare. He's the guy to go to.
Name drop.
Oh, Mr. Nightmare. If you want to hear good creepy stories, that's to go. There's no intro. Like
Just straight into it.
yeah, there's like a little kind of hum maybe, and he'll be like, and then he'll just be like, I was staying in a cabin with my friends the other night when a man came to the door.
It was John Lennon.
Yeah, it'll be like, we found it kind of odd because it was John Lennon. No, he does that thing where it's like, I heard a knock at the door. You know,
It was the Domino's delivery man. We had ordered pizza half an hour ago.
then the lights started to flicker.
I realized
My friend was really scared and wanted to get out of there. But I was like, I'm a whore for Domino's, so we're staying.
I told him to shut the fuck up while I flipped the light switch.
Yeah, anyway, it's good. I like stuff like that. But there's also like 50 million other true scary story things.
Right.
There's one with pictures, one with animation. Yeah. I've been enjoying those a lot recently. That and the conspiracy theory stuff.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. You shouldn't, if you don't watch BuzzFeed Unsolved, you should watch BuzzFeed Unsolved.
I've seen some episodes.
It's very funny. And now their new show is coming out soon. Where it's basically, they left BuzzFeed, but now they're just doing the same thing. With something
else.
Well, they started their own thing.
Yeah.
It's called Watcher.
Watcher.
Yeah. They got some interesting stuff.
Like, is it the same? That's the ghost hunting one, right?
Yeah. Well, they do one season of true crime, so it's like Lee Harvey Oswald, who shot JFK, and then they do like Bigfoot.
Right.
So it's a fun mix.
Yeah, I've seen the episode where they're in a hotel, and then they're like, "Are we just not going to use that jacuzzi?"
It's the Bigfoot episode.
and the bubbles, yeah, and the bubbles don't work. It's just like, this feels like I'm taking a bath with my friend.
It's the same episode where they go out into the woods to hunt Bigfoot, and Shane, who's like the skeptic, he's wearing like just like a regular fall jacket and like a hat and sunglasses. And he's got his backpack on, and he comes around the corner, and Ryan's wearing a helmet and a high vis vest. And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Because if the Bigfoot sees us, you know, they've been known to crack rocks on people's heads, and I don't want him to crack my rock." Shane goes, "You think that Bigfoot is gonna pick up a boulder? He's gonna bring it down upon your head, and that bicycle helmet is gonna save you."
Well, I mean, he's got a point.
And then their plan to lure Bigfoot in is to crack open a couple of beers and leave one out for him.
Could work. I would go with like a dead deer or something.
Bigfoot's gonna come hang with the homies. They're still yelling outside?
I don't know, I'm hearing something.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, what if it's something we're not?
It's John Lennon.
What if it's like, oh shit.
The FBI is pumping it in, do you think?
What do you think the secret society, like what do you think they did with those stones? It was structurally damaged enough to where they had to take them down, or it was a safety hazard. But who do you think gets those stones? Like, who ultimately owns them? Like, did this society claim them?
Do you think there was like a clause in the farmer's contract where it was like, if this ever gets blown up by a pipe bomb, you get the bits?
Well, the farmers are probably not there anymore.
Could be a family. They got $5,000.
Yeah,
that'll last them 20 years
to 2022. So I mean, there could still be some family members running the farm.
Could be a family farm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's wild. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some other stuff. I'm wearing some sunglasses right now. Some Bud Light sunglasses.
Oh, I saw a Bud Light can in the road when I was driving here.
Yeah, that was
somebody was probably.
I don't drink Bud Light. I've never drinking Bud Light.
I said it was in the road too, so that usually means somebody was crushing those.
I'm not a fan of Bud Light. The reason I'm wearing Bud Light sunglasses, they say Maine on this side, I think. The reason I'm wearing Bud Light sunglasses, I won them at trivia at a bar I went to the other night with my friends.
Oh yeah,
that's right. I go outside these days. I go to bars. I got like 5 or 6 points in trivia. I fucking crushed it. It was the first time they'd won. They'd been going there for 6 months.
Probably because you're the only one that was sober in there.
I was sober.
Yeah.
I had a water.
Try doing that not sober.
No, thank you. I try to do this podcast not sober, and we see how well that works out. I have to leave in the middle to go pee. Shit like that. I forget what I'm talking about. I forget why I'm mad at Jurassic World.
Well, I actually thought about Jurassic World. It's not a very good movie.
It's not.
No.
You were all for it a little while ago.
Because it was just a fun little movie night. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, a lot of the stuff in there is really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, really, really stupid.
How did they make like a water thing bigger than a blue whale?
Was it bigger than a blue whale?
Yeah, because it was like way bigger than it was like twice as big as a blue whale.
Well, it wasn't with a blue whale like at the end. It swam down with some like humpbacks or something.
I thought those were blue whales.
No, I'm pretty sure they were humpbacks.
I don't remember, and I don't care enough to go look.
I'm willing to throw down some money that those were humpbacks. They
didn't
weren't
look humpy enough. They look smooth.
What?
I know what a humpback looks like.
No, you apparently don't.
I think I do.
No, they weren't smooth. They were humpback
They've
whales.
got like the big thing at the.
Yeah, they got like jowls.
But It didn't look like that, I don't think.
I don't think you remember it because you weren't
This is also true.
tuning out.
That was. I was done with that movie before it started.
Yeah. Yeah,
You want to do some Reddit stuff?
not really.
No? I thought you liked that segment. You said you wanted to do more of it. Relationship advice?
All right, you can do a couple.
You want to do a couple? All right.
I can't leave my dog for too long, though.
Go into my saved. I'm going to take these sunglasses off because it sucks. Oh, it's bright in here.
You know who also wore sunglasses inside? John Lennon.
John Lennon.
You know why?
Because he just hopped up on heroin and didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah, that's why.
There's a great moment in the Beatles documentary that came out a little while ago where they're talking about when they went to, I think, India. We're talking to like some religious guy down there. And I think...
Yeah, this is when they did the Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah, it was around that time. And I think John and Ringo were just like... Or maybe it was John and Paul. They were just like, I don't give a fuck about this anymore. Like, this is weird. And
yeah, you think?
George Harrison was like super into it. But then Paul is talking to John Lennon about it. Paul McCartney. Sir Paul McCartney is talking to John Lennon about it. And he's like, and you come around the corner and you're making this stupid face. And then John Lennon does a face and Paul McCartney goes, that's the one. It's really funny. He also, at one point, John Lennon pulls like a joint out of his pocket and then looks up and sees the cameras and then puts the joint back away.
It was a cigarette.
Okay, so we've got 3 here. I'm going to read the titles. You tell me which one you want me to read. Is littering a red flag?
Okay, I immediately kind of want to, but let's hear the other ones.
Why do we have to make porn noises when orgasming?
You don't.
I keep finding my F-32 sister, F-30, in my bedroom watching my husband sleep.
My what?
I keep finding my sister in my... They talk about their ages.
Oh.
I keep finding my sister in my bedroom watching my husband sleep. Would you like the choices again?
No, I got them down. I keep watching my... Why is there... The littering a red flag one, though, kind of like...
That piqued your interest?
Yeah, let's just go with that one, because I don't want to relation... yeah, littering red flag.
I don't know if I'm 29M doing big fuss about, but my GF 24F openly said that littering anywhere is normal. And on counterpart, I'm like the anti-littering person. I can't do it. Really, all in caps. My pockets are always full of garbage till I find a garbage can or reach home. Isn't like I'm going to end everything because of that 8 months relation. I will try to change that mentality. However, what if is that only the tip of the iceberg, or I'm being crazy about it? Please help.
Okay. Like, is she actively just littering constantly?
It just says that littering anywhere is normal. That's what she says.
She just said that.
Yeah.
So she's not joking.
Apparently not.
So I'm just picturing them walking down the street and her just like throwing her drinks and stuff all over the place and then being like, what, everybody litters?
Yeah.
Or is she talking cigarette butts? Like, how strict is he? Because I've thrown some cigarette butts out my window before.
It just says littering. I don't know.
Do you know cigarettes are the number one most littered item?
That doesn't surprise me. It's like saying the dirtiest places ever are gas station, like pump handles. Of course.
No, it's actually an ATM.
Yeah, that also makes sense. Like,
yeah.
It's where people put dirty shit.
Right.
Like, a toilet gets cleaned. An ATM machine doesn't. An ATM doesn't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
I guess.
Automatic teller machine.
I would be embarrassed to. I would have to say something. I'd be like, "Here, just give it to me."
I would.
It
would be a conversation.
Yeah,
for sure.
It would definitely be
like, why do you think like this? Because you're wrong.
Yeah.
I also wouldn't want to pay like the $200 fine or whatever.
You're on the highway. Just telling the cop littering's normal. Everyone does it.
There's a Simpsons sketch where they're trying to, I think Krusty the Clown like got kicked off the air or something. So they're trying to get him back on TV. So they're going to all of his super famous friends and saying like, hey, will you do this special with him to get him back in like the starlight? And I was like, yeah, I love Krusty the Clown. And then they go to Bette Midler. And she's cleaning up trash on the highway. And they're like, what are you doing out here? And she goes, oh, we live in America and we deserve like to have a beautiful, landscape while we're driving down the highway. And then somebody throws a can out the window and she picks it up and it like zooms in on her face and she squints her eyes and then she starts chasing the car. And then one of the dudes in the car and he looks in the rearview mirror and he goes, oh no, it's Bette Midler. And then she like jumps on the car and punches the windshield out and throws the can in and the car goes off a cliff. Truly funny.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna send it to you.
You gotta
later.
stop bringing up Simpsons because I don't watch that show.
You should watch it. It's pretty funny. Do you want to do another one?
Do the sister one.
The sister one? I haven't read any of these.
Okay.
That one's pretty long.
I want to read it.
Okay.
Show me. Oh, that's long as shit.
Well, you picked it.
Oh God. I keep finding my female 32-year-old sister and my female 30. What? Wait, okay, I'm not even going to read that. I keep finding my sister in my bedroom watching my husband sleep. My sister has been visiting a lot lately and spend time with me to talk about her issue. I'm reading this exactly.
Yep.
I
believe
her
it.
issues with her husband. She visits around the time my husband takes his nap in the bedroom. She'd usually sit with me in the living room, but when I excuse myself to go into the kitchen and make her tea or coffee, I'd later find her in the bedroom standing where my husband's sleeping. This happened twice before she'd just stand near him. And when I asked her, she told me she was looking for something. First time I believed her, second time I was hesitant, but now that she did it for the third time, which was yesterday, I just stopped believing this was a coincidental. I couldn't make sense of this. Even after I asked her, she insisted she was looking for a charger, etc., etc. She sat down with me, drank her coffee, then left shortly after. All right, we're almost at the finish line here. I am missing something. Am I... Sorry.
It's so hard to read some of these.
Am I missing something? Period, question mark. My husband... Oh, wait. Yeah, she's starting a sentence with a question mark. My husband is asleep at the time, obviously, so he has no idea what's going on. Oh, by the way, we've only been married for 5 months, so my husband is still not used to my family, and vice versa. I'd appreciate some help to figure out what this is about and how to deal with it. Oh, and it needs to be said that we're normally on great terms with her sister?
Probably. Jordan's thinking. He's coming to a decision. He's gonna save this woman's life.
I guess it would have to be like...
That's weird.
I guess it'd be like, do you have like a thing? Like, I would try to see if like, maybe if like her sister has like a thing for her husband. Like, how do they act normally?
Here's what I would do. I walk in.
Assume she's possessed.
The first time, it's like, okay, you're looking for whatever. Second time, she does it, and I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then she, I was looking for you. No, what the fuck are you doing? And I would just keep doing that until she told me.
It's creepy to watch people sleep, right?
Yeah.
If you woke up and somebody's just sitting in your room watching you.
Well, it would be especially creepy because I live alone.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a fucking nightmare, wouldn't it?
I mean, did you do that thing when you were a kid and you didn't want to, like, something had happened in the middle of the night, but you weren't sure how to wake your parents up, so you just sort of stood there and, like, waited? I don't know how to describe it. Because I did that.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It scared the shit out of my parents.
No, I mean my sister there's a couple creepy stuff. My sister tried to crawl into bed with my parents because she woke up.
Right.
But we had this little kid lantern thing, this plastic camp lantern.
Right.
So she had that up by her face. And my mom just woke up to just a face with a lantern right there. And then one
Is
time,
that how your sister got punched in the face?
no, my mom was just like, no. And then one time I was sleepwalking,
Right.
and my parents were watching TV, and I just walked in, and they were like, "Jordan, what's up?" I was just didn't say anything. They're like, "What are you doing out of bed?" And then I was just like, and I guess my dad was like, "Oh, that is creepy." just put me back in bed. That's the only time I've ever sleepwalked.
I might have told this before. I don't think I was never a sleepwalker. What I did do one time. This is so bad. I woke up in the middle of the night, I guess. I don't remember any of this. And I think it's raining out.
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to figure out what the rain was hitting.
It's the air conditioner.
Yeah, you can see that now.
It's really loud. It's really raining.
Yeah, it's coming down.
It was sunny all day. That's weird.
Is it really weird to have a thunder shower after a hot sunny day?
I don't really care. I don't
Is
go
it
outside
weird?
that much.
Yeah, I know you don't go outside. I guess it would be weird for you because you don't understand.
Oh, the sun.
Yeah, yeah.
But I woke up in the middle of the night. I was probably 5 or 6, somewhere in there. Yeah, it was really coming down.
No, some guy's out there yelling out in the rain.
Yeah. Yelling at the sky.
Probably.
Hey, cut it out.
I'm outside right now. God damn it. Yeah, anyway, what are you saying?
I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom. So what I did was there was a laundry hamper
Oh, no.
in my room. And I don't know why, but I just started peeing on that. And my mom was she walked in and she's like, "What are you doing?" It's I have to go to the bathroom. And she's like, "Okay, we're going to go to the bathroom." And she took me to the bathroom and I finished in the toilet. And then I woke up and she told me about it. I was like, I don't remember any of that.
Was this when you were 13?
No, so I was 5 or 6. I was really young. Maybe it's happened since and I just don't know.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and
I don't know
there's
if I
piss
ever,
all over my floor.
I don't know if I ever
I don't know why.
I must have peed the bed a couple of times.
I mean, who hasn't? Jared Leto, probably.
Yeah, Jared Leto. I threw up in my bed one time.
I've thrown up in my bed.
Looked like a pancake. It's gross.
Yeah. One time I got super drunk. And I went to bed and I was like, okay.
Woo!
It's
Listen
coming
to
down.
that storm.
I was like, okay. Because you have that battle when you feel like you're going to throw up and you're like, if I just, calm down, lay down, I can push through it and we'll be fine. But then at a certain point, you have to make that decision of, if I get up, I'm definitely going to throw up. But if I wait too long, then I'll just throw up all over myself in my bed. So you have to, have to play that game. And I was playing that game and I waited a little too long and I got up and I was like, I'm not going to make it to the bathroom. So I threw up in my washing machine.
I suppose that would clean itself, right?
Because my thought process was it's all carpeted in here and I don't want to clean up vomit out of the carpet. So I went into the laundry room because that has at least laminate flooring. So if I missed, it would go onto the laminate. And it was before I had a cat, so I wasn't going to throw up in the litter box. So.
Cool story.
Yeah, those are my throw up stories. This has been a podcast. I ate half a burrito at the beginning and drank some strawberry lemonade. It is now raining. I just burped. See you.